For this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with an adult that is not breathing. Okay, so we're going to go back to our primary survey that we looked at earlier to start with. So check for danger, check for response. Hello, can you hear me? Can you open your eyes? There's no response. If you don't have any help at this point, then shout for some help. Open the airway, head tilt, chin lift, and check for breathing for 10 seconds. Look at the chest rise and fall in, and listening and feeling for breathing. What we're looking for here is for normal breathing. Okay, so anything other than normal breathing, we would start CPR. There's something called agonal gasps, which are kind of like the last breaths that may sound a little like this. Okay, that's not normal breathing. That's not what any of us are doing right now. So anything other than normal breathing, or you're not sure, start CPR. Okay. So my casualty is not breathing. I'm going to ask my helpers to go and get an ambulance and get a defib as quickly as they can, and I'm going to start CPR. So we're just going to try and buy some time for them by pumping on the chest and doing the breaths if you feel confident to do so. Okay. There might be a reason why you might not want to do the breaths, if there's any blood or sick or anything like that, and that's fine. Just wait until there's a pocket mask, or just do continuous chest compressions. Okay. So I've checked for breathing, I've sent off for an ambulance and a defib. I'm now going to start CPR. So I'm going to place my hand right in the centre of the chest, right on the breastbone. So heel of my hand right in the centre. Okay. The other hand is going to come over, and I'm going to link fingers, and I'm just going to try and put pressure right on the breastbone, not on any of this part of the chest. A couple of pointers to make the compressions a little bit easier for yourself, but also the most effective for your casualty. Make sure that you place yourself as close to your casualty as possible. When you're placing your hand, make sure it is the heel of your hand right in the centre of the chest, a couple of centimetres above the bottom of the breastbone. Other hand's going to come over and link fingers. You're going to bring your shoulders in line with the rest of your arm. Okay, so you're above your casualty. Lock your elbows and then just come straight down on the chest. Make sure you fully release on the chest when you're doing your compressions, but don't come off the chest. We don't want to be bouncing. So I'm going to push down 5 to 6 centimetres. So that's 30 compressions, and that's at a rate of about 2 per second, so between 100 to 120 per minute. After those 30 compressions, without delay, we need to do some breaths. So head tilt, chin lift again, but this time we need to pinch the nose to get a good seal, because we're going to blow in the mouth. So put your mouth around theirs, do one breath, come away, take a breath yourself, and then do a second breath. As you can see, the chest is rising. If you're not sure if the chest has rose, or if you think it was unsuccessful, just try those 2 attempts and make sure you've got a good seal when the head tilt, chin lift is applied. Don't continue to keep putting those breaths in to make up for ones that are missed, because you could be there all day if there's a blockage or something else wrong. After those 2 breaths, straight back into your 30 compressions. And then your 2 breaths. And you can continue to do that at a rate of 30 compressions to 2 breaths until your AED comes or the ambulance come. The only reason you would stop CPR is if you were really exhausted and there was no one else that could take over, you would have to stop. If the casualty was to come to, which obviously we would hope would be the case, or if the paramedics tell you to stop when they do arrive. Okay, so remember, check for danger, check for response, make sure you've got some help, open the airway, check for breathing. If they're not breathing, ask for an ambulance and a defib to come back to you as quickly as possible, and start CPR by doing 30 compressions at a depth of 5 to 6 centimetres and a rate of 100 to 120 per minute, and then your 2 rescue breaths followed by your 30 compressions to 2 rescue breaths, and just continue that. Okay, so when you're doing CPR, there may be a couple of problems that might arise. So just so that you're prepared for them, I'll let you know. One of them is the possibility of breaking a rib. Okay, if you do break a rib, please try not to worry. It is at the bottom of our priorities. Breathing is first. Just make sure your hands are right in the centre of the chest and continue to do what you're doing at the correct depth. Don't change the depth of your compressions. Okay, another couple of things that might happen is the casualty might be sick. Don't worry about that. Just turn your casualty away from you, allow them to be sick, drain away.